how do you use a preamp and an integrated amp together? This question comes from Fran Zhao in Columbus, Ohio, and a fan writes, for various reasons, I'd like to put a preamp between the DAC and the integrated amplifier. Both the preamp and the integrated amplifiers have volume controls. How should I adjust the volume on each device, and where should I control the volume mainly? Okay, that's a reasonable question. So let's talk about first, what is an integrated amplifier? An integrated amplifier is a combination of a preamplifier, which we know is a way to select sources and to control volume. That is combined with a power amplifier, all in one box. So a preamp and a power amp in one box, we call it an integrated because it integrates both a preamp, it integrates two things, a preamp and an amplifier, right? And almost always in an integrated amplifier, you have connections on the back for the amplifier in. Now, a lot of times, like in some of the earlier integrateds that we built, there was a little horseshoe that would connect the amplifier in with the preamplifier out. And I would be surprised, Fan, if your integrated didn't have exactly that kind of either switch or jumper or some means of disconnecting the preamp internal to your integrated amplifier and the power amp also internal to your integrated amp. And it should be a fairly simple matter to pop those out, bypassing the preamp of your integrated and going to your separate preamp, which I assume you're doing because it's better, right? And look, typically integrateds are compromises. There's very few times that they aren't really compromised. Even in our integrated amplifier that's coming out, it'll be in a Stellar box. We'll do everything we can to optimize everything. Because here's the flip side of it. You can also optimize the synergy, and that's one of the, if you pay attention, integrateds can have optimized symmetry, which is really cool. But at the end of the day, they're typically sharing a common power supply. And so there's the upside and there's the downside to it. They share common elements like the power supply, which isn't the best way to do it. Their separates are better. But they also have the opportunity, not that everybody takes advantage of it as designers, but we certainly will, of maximizing the synergy from what, because you know there's no interconnects and all of that. In any case, you no doubt have a better sounding preamp than what you suspect is built into your integrated. And using it as a straight power amplifier is often done, and that's what those are for. So where do you set the volume? Well, once you do that, of course, you will use your preamp for the volume. Now, the reason that may sound like, yeah, well, duh, I think Fan may be just a little confused in that he is suspecting that the volume control will still be active in the integrated. Now, if that's the case, I don't recommend you do this, because taking the output from your preamp, running it into an input to then go through the preamp, another preamp, a second preamp inside of the integrated, and then into the power amplifier, I think you're going to be worse off doing that. So hopefully your integrated has connections that allow you direct access to the power amp internal to the integrated. It's a great question. I appreciate you asking, and thank you. And before you go, or if you don't want to, go. It's all right. I'm just going to plug my book, shameless plug, 99% True. It was fun to write this. I'm listening to it now because it's been a while, and I'm listening to it on the audiobook, and wow. It was kind of fun. It's been long enough that I've kind of forgotten all the stuff in it, or not totally, but enough that where it's almost like a fresh read for me. So it's kind of cool. 99% True. Do me a favor, go to Amazon, pick up the audiobook, or pick up the printed or Kindle version or whatever. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.